This is the last of these spinning wheels that I made, and it is somewhat different in assorted ways. One of the ways it's different is that instead of using copper wire for the wheel, I used bendable copper tubing, and I had to manufacture a four-way for the middle. There's a lot that went into it, and I don't really want to go too far into it, but I'm pretty sure there's a brass bushing here that I soldered into the middle. So, and I ended up soldering the brass bushing to the fitting, and then the brass rod to the bushing, so that it is a solid unit. I did the wires on here roughly the same way. It occurred to me to put holes in here and run the wires through so that I thought I could make it look nicer, and it ended up being more trouble and didn't work better. So I gave up on it. I had to take it all apart and do it the other way. Anyway, so the copper tubing comes up. It starts here, comes around, and then attaches. It's just soldered to the next piece that comes around and works the same way. And so you end up with a nice spiral. I think when I finished this one a long, long time ago, I buffed it up so that it was sparkly copper, and it is not sparkly copper anymore. The other main difference in this is that I put a pivot point on here. If I loosen the tension on this a little bit, you can see how this thing pivots to get, oops, now I gotta get it to go back together, there, so that it will tighten the string, and I could use any string that I wanted to. The other spinning wheels I was using the flexible drive band so that I could just pick a good size and use it. So as I said before, you can use any kind of pulley. I use this one because it seems to work pretty good. It goes just about fast enough for me. I have a little rubber piece in here that is a piece of an inner tube. Otherwise, my string would slip. So I have that. The tension works like the tension works on all of them. So this is my wheel. It is very similar. This one has a Lazy Kate here so that I can take my finished yarn, go through here, and then feed it straight in from here, from the bobbin up through, and then ply without having to attach it to anything else. And I like that feature. It just seems to make sense. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little spinning here. If I don't tell enough, I'm going to back this up a little bit. If I don't tell enough, you can ask questions and I will try to answer them. If it takes another video, then I'll do another one. But I don't know if I would ever have any interest in doing instructions on how to make one. It would just not be worth the trouble to spend. I'd have to start another one, and I don't have any interest in starting another spinning wheel, I don't think, unless I came up with a new design that tickled me. So I'm not the most fabulous spinner in the world. It doesn't bother me if it's not completely consistent. It doesn't bother me if it's not, if there's lumpy spots in it. My tension has gotten a little tight from banging around. Just trying to pull it out of my hand. So oh, it seems like it's not pulling. Probably the biggest trouble with making your own is that they're not perfect, but I think this one could probably be built for $100. I don't know that. I think it probably could. Even if you had to buy a propane torch. You have to figure out how much it costs for copper tubing. Copper tubing would be the expensive part. So that's probably enough of my spinning. So I'm going to load this into YouTube and then move it to Facebook whenever it gets done. And that, my friends, is that. Oh, all right. There. And that is that.